Alright, and we're back for part 3. When we left off, we had just finished the second layer, and you can see it's starting to almost look solved. So the only thing that's left now is the last and final layer. So what you want to do is look at the top. And for beginner's method, there are really only four possibilities. There is center cap only, is the only yellow piece. There is an L shape. There is a bar, or the cross is solved. And don't worry about these corners. Just pretend that they're non-existent, and you're only focusing on the edge pieces. So obviously I have the bar. And what you want to do for this is you're trying to get a yellow cross on the top. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the bar so that it's left and right, like horizontal. And this is your next algorithm. You can just call this cross bar or something. It's F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F. And you can see we have the cross. And remember to pretend like these corners aren't here. Now we just have the cross. If I were doing Friedrich method, these corner pieces would matter, but they don't. So, they don't. Sorry for the little jump there, that was needed for something, but, alright, so here's what's gonna happen, is now that you have your cross, you're gonna look and continuously turn the cube until two of these edges line up with their respective sides. And this is a cool case where they all line up, and I don't have to do the algorithm. So from here it'd be easy, but I'm just going to scramble it back up and solve it up to the point where it's not like this. Alright, we're back, and I just realized that there's a very creepy teddy bear that's been sitting there the whole time, just kind of demon staring at us, so I'm going to put that away. So I scrambled back up and solved to the point where the cross has two edges that line up. And usually this is going to be the case, but sometimes you'll kind of come across where you have them all solved, and that's no good. But at any given solve, no matter what it is, there's always going to be two edges that line up somewhere, whether they're across from each other or beside each other. Beside each other is better. So what you're going to do is you're going to, if you don't see two, you might see one, but you need two. So just turn it, and oh, there's my two. Obviously the other two are switched with each other. But here's our two. And what you want to do now is you want to put it so that the two that are solved are on the back and on the right. And here's your next algorithm. This algorithm is called SUNE, S-U-N-E. And what that consists of is R, U, R-I, U, R, U, U, R-I. And now when you do another U-turn, they're all going to be lined up. And that was the purpose of the solve. From here, it's very simple. Because what that does is it lines up all the edges. And we ended up getting lucky again with the solve, and it lined up all the corners for us. So I'm going to scramble back up. Because if you look here, that's how easy it would be to solve the whole cube. So I'm going to scramble it back up and get a case where we have to orient the corners. Alright, sorry I had to go for a second, but now that we have all the edges solved, you can see in the cross they all line up. You want to take a look at corners. Now this is the last step, or second last step I should say, is arranging the corners. So you want to look around at all these corners and see if one of them is in the right place. And by right place, I don't mean yellow facing up, I mean the piece is just in the right slot. Like here we've got yellow, red, and blue. If it were here, it would be in the right place. Doesn't matter which way it's oriented, as long as it's in between the two colors, just like in the first layer. But right now, as you can see, none of them are in the right place. So if we do the corner switching algorithm once, it'll happen, and there'll be one. So this is the corner switching algorithm. Just write it down as corner switching algorithm. It is up, right, up inverted, left inverted, up, right inverted, up inverted, left. Now when you look, oh, there it is. One of them was magically in place. And this is the one we're going to work with. And we're going to hold that so it's towards us and on the right. So it's just up here. And you're going to do that algorithm again. Up, right, up inverted, left inverted, up, right inverted, up inverted, left. And it might take one time or it might take two, but never more. If it takes more, then you screwed up somewhere. And here we are, the last step is orienting corners. Sometimes you'll have 2 corners out of place, 3 corners out of place, or all the corners out of place, but you'll never only have one. It's impossible. But we have 2. And the algorithm to put the corners in place is exactly the same as in the first layer. You remember that? Right inverted, down, right, down inverted? Just do that until it's in place. And it looks like you kind of screwed up the cube, but trust me, you didn't. And now this is very crucial, is once you've done that corner, don't turn the cube to do the next one, only turn the top layer, and now do it again. And if you look, the cube is actually fine, and all you have to do is twist the top layer, and we are finished. Your Rubik's Cube should now be solved. And if you're using beginner's method, I don't expect you to have a fancy speed cube that can turn all quick and cut corners. But just do the best you can. I mean, if you're just doing it for sport. But I'll scramble it up and I'll do a solve. One using beginner's method and then one using Friedrich method, so you can just get a sense of how different the 2 methods are. Alright, this is going to be a beginner's method. And all the algorithms I'm doing here are the same ones that I just showed you in the video. Oh, I haven't done this method in a long time. There you go. And I'll do a Friedrich solve. Alright, so this is going to be Friedrich. There you go. Alright, I hope the tutorial was helpful, and that is how to solve a Rubik's Cube.